Hey all, Tony Bing here, hello and welcome back to the channel for another in-depth review. Now we have another Defender's character to look at today, and another one that's been vastly improved with the recent buffs to them, so it is Daredevil. Now in the video, to give you an idea if he's worth levelling up and putting your materials into, we'll cover various different areas. We start off with the overview, that includes how you actually unlock him and also his tags, that's mainly for the new players. We'll then have a look at his stats. Next up it's the abilities, and during that section I'll let you know how high you want to level each of the abilities. We then have a look at the synergies, that's characters he works well with, and then we'll see where he is now placed in the tier list as well. So we'll start off anyway with the general overview. Daredevil then is a pretty simple character. He's a brawler, so he's all about putting out damage, but how he plays is more interesting now with the heavy emphasis on the Defender synergies that's been added since his update. Now when we look at his tags, he's got quite a few here, but only one or two of them are really relevant. You've got Hero, City, Bio, Brawler, Defender and Martial Artist. So Defender's probably the most important one due to the awesome synergies that now are available via that team. And then the City one can be pretty good as well due to some raids having that particular tag. Now in regards to unlocking him, he is available in Nexus 8.9, but we can't actually farm that node yet, so for the time being if you're looking to farm him you'll need to go to the arena store for that. Now with the overview covered, let's have a look at his stats. So whilst Daredevil was a character that underperformed prior to his recent buff, his offensive stats have actually all been great. They've not seen any change at all with his buff. His damage is still sitting up at A, his speed is 119, making him the 5th fastest character in the game that's sitting at A, and then his focus is A as well. Now he's also got in his kit the ability to add counter to himself and Defender's allies, so that's awesome. And also, if the AAA wasn't good enough there, through his passive he can actually gain additional damage and speed as well, so his offensive stats really are pretty awesome, and I don't believe there's any other character that's got 3 A's across the board, so that's really nice there. Now let's have a look at his defensive stats. Defence wise then, he has always struggled, but he is a brawler class, so he will be a bit on the flimsier side. Now with the recent changes we've actually seen an increase in his health, that's went from an F to an E, so it's still low but that is a slight improvement. Armour's jumped from a D to a C, his resistance is still staying at C, so that means he can be susceptible to debuffs, although bear in mind he won't be affected by blind due to the fact he's got 200% accuracy, so if you blind him and reduce his accuracy by 100%, he's still got 100% anyway, so that's really nice there. Also from a defensive perspective, he actually has dodge chance built into his kit. Previously it capped out at 10%, but if you put him in a full defenders team with the 3 other characters, it actually goes all the way up to 20% now, so that's a pretty nice chance to dodge. Now with the stats covered, let's have a look at his abilities. The first ability we look at here then is his passive, and this has seen a really nice update. Now this is called Enhanced Senses, so with this, Self and Defender allies gain 10% speed. It does mention that this is applied after any character is taken an action, so it means you won't on your first turn act quicker than characters that may have higher attack speed, but on your next turn that will actually kick in there. Now also with this you gain 5% dodge chance, and then you gain 5% dodge chance per defender ally, so that means it caps out at 20% there. Also with this you can gain 10% damage for them as well. Now if you take this up to level 3, then you gain the 5% stat boost across the board, so that's speed, that's dodge chance per defender ally, and also damage. If you're running a defenders team and heavily investing in it, then without a doubt take this up to level 5 to get the full 10% speed on all the defenders allies, and also the additional 5% extra damage. You have to top them up to an overall 10% damage. When we get to the basic, we can actually see that one of the big problems Daredevil had before, which was his low chance to chain, has actually been massively improved here. So this is called Strike Without Fear. You attack primary target for 270% damage with a 50% chance to bonus attack for 200% damage. if the target is a villain, you always bonus attack. This is at level 7, and I would recommend taking it all the way up to level 7, but if you do this, be very wary that when you're attacking with Daredevil, you do focus on your villains for that 100% chance to attack, and a whopping 470% on his basic attack, and that's alongside the A rating he actually has in damage as well. So this can do a heap of damage, but just be very conscious that you're using him to burn down villains first. For the special, we have a skill called Throw Baton. Now it's 4 turns to charge and comes fully charged. With this, you attack the primary target for 200% damage, and you chain to 2 targets within 2 spaces of previous target for 150% damage. This makes it a lot more reliable. Dodge breaks the chain with this, so you do have to be aware of that. Probably the most important aspect and the most fun part is it applies 2 counter to self and all defenders allies. So as long as you're going up against a team where you don't have to burn down the target very quickly with your ultimate at the start, or the enemy team has Yondu for example who would clear and copy the counter from you, then you'll want to cast this to get 8 counter overall and all your defenders allies, and that can work really nice if an enemy fires off an AoE and all the counter will take them out. Now in regards to how high you want to take it, I would say take this one up to level 5. With the ultimate, we have a skill here called Brawl, so it's 5 turns to charge, comes fully charged as well, but again as mentioned a moment ago, unless you have a target you want to burn down, you do want to use the special first. Now with this, you attack the primary target for a pretty hefty 400% damage, and you chain to 4 to 6 adjacent targets for 240% damage. Now it's only at level 7 that the chain jumps up to 4 to 6 minimum, so you include the primary target, that means you're actually hitting 5 to 7 targets, so it's over something like 2000% damage overall you would be doing across all the characters, which is pretty amazing. So I would say max this out at level 7. Will mention as well that with this skill, counter attack breaks the chain, so you want to make sure there's no enemy next to you with counter attack up, otherwise you're losing a heap of damage there if you're only hitting the single target with it. Now with all the abilities covered, let's have a look at the synergies. When it comes to characters you want to pair Daredevil up with, the most obvious ones are Luke Cage, Iron Fist and Jessica Jones for the awesome Defender synergies that are there. Now I will mention that he's not as dependent on Defenders as the likes of Iron Fist is, that I looked at a few days ago. Iron Fist, you really need to run him in a Defenders team. Daredevil can actually work in other teams as well, although he does buff the Defenders a fair amount, he can offer a lot outside that as well. We then have the awesome synergies between Punisher and Daredevil now, so when Daredevil's attacked, Punisher will actually counter attack, so when you're placing Daredevil, if you put him next to a tank, that way if he takes splash damage, then the Punisher will counter attack, and that damage can really rack up when you do that. And then finally, another nice damage combo we have here would be Miss Marvel and Daredevil, so she gains assists when city hero allies attack, and if we think back to Daredevil's basic, it really is pretty awesome, so that's a really nice combination as well there. Now with the allies you want to pair him up with covered, let's look at the enemies you want to avoid. When it comes to enemies you want to avoid, we don't have the largest list here. One character that can give him trouble though is Drax, due to the fact he's got the taunt when he spawns. Also with Drax he can place counter on himself when he's taunting, so that means if you use the ultimate it will then break the chain on that and you're losing a ton of damage. Other characters that have counter in a combination of taunts could be Nebula with counter on her own, Thanos could have counter and taunt up on him as well, and then finally you've got Nobu who can apply counter to all the characters. Now the final character we have that could prove pretty troublesome could be Korath, because he'll go faster than Daredevil and he could apply ability block, meaning you can't cast that awesome special or ultimate. Now with the synergies covered, let's have a look at the tier list. Daredevil then is another vastly improved character. One of the biggest faults he had before was the fact that his chains were just so low. Some of them I think capped out at a 30% chance to chain, which was pretty pathetic. Now a lot of them actually just have that full 100% chance to chain, which is fantastic. Now previously, due to the low chance to chain, he was sitting as a mid-level free character. Now with the changes made to him, On his own, I would say that he would now sit as a low alpha character. So if we look at him, what he offers on his own, he's got his pretty awesome basic, he doesn't rely on defenders in any way, and he's got that nice synergy when he's attacking villains with the 100% chance to chain on the basic. When we look at the special, he'll still apply the 2 counter to himself even if he's not running a defenders team. The ultimate doesn't need any kind of defenders team to make the most out of it, and the passive as well actually works really great if you run him on his own. Yes, you will be losing a bit of survivability, you'll be losing up to 15% dodge chance, but you're still gaining the speed and you're still gaining the additional damage, which are boosting his high base stats for speed and damage even higher there. So on his own he would be a low alpha character. I would say that if you actually pair him up in a defenders team, then that would bump him up to a mid-level Omega character, and that's cemented even more when you throw Punisher into the mix with awesome synergies they now have. So he's a great character. I would have liked to have seen the ability to hit stealth targets, which I did mention quite a while ago in a video, because that would make sense because he is blind after all, but I'm still very happy with the changes that have been made to him. Now let me know in the comments below what you think of the changes that have been made to him, and also if you're farming a defenders team and running them through raids, let me know how you get on with the farming and how you're actually finding the team as well. I'm finding them very powerful. One thing they can lack a little bit is sometimes utility, and it can be hard to clear a taunt due to Jessica not having the ability to do that on every turn. I think I've been spoiled from using Yondu too much, but let me know how you're getting on anyway with the raids and the defenders team, and thanks for tuning in, and I'll see you all again soon.